Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. We're here today at the PGA West Stadium Course, located in La Quinta, California. Frank, why is this golf course such a challenge?
There's really no bailout, Rich. Miss it left, there's trouble. Miss it right, there's trouble. If you don't get the distance right, you're going to find trouble. So it really is a point-to-point golf course.
Teeing off to start the round here at PGA West. This first hole is a 445-yard par 4. Frank, walk us through the first tee shot.
Only the longest hitters won't hit driver down here, Rich. 3-wood at that bunker if you are really, really long. Otherwise, sort of try and squeeze that driver down the left side. Shorten this hole up a little bit because it plays every inch of that 450 yards. What a great shot. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart. Pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down?
Very much so.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Getting set to play the second shot here at the first hole. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
This for birdie. Well, that's how you keep a round going. Make putts just like that. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. -1 and really going. Frank, the second hole is only 371 yards. What's the challenge here?
The bunkering. This is really well bunkered. You'd expect that for a hole this short. If it's well bunkered, it means that it's vital to get it on the fairway.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. fine.
Now getting ready for the approach shot here at hole number 2.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Frank, I'm guessing as a player, this is the kind of shot you like. Early in the round, short par 4, nice look as you get set for the approach shot.
After a tough opening hole, Pete Dye gives you a chance here. Scoring club in hand, if you can get it to the right distance, even 15 feet right of this flag, very much a birdie chance.
TPC Stadium, of course, has played host to the Skins Game, PGA Club Professional Championship, the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf on the Champions Tour. I always enjoyed that. And along with the Jack Nicklaus Tournament course right next door, the finals of the PGA Tour qualifying school for a number of years. And getting ready for the putt. -2 early in the round. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Just like that, now at 2 under. Now to the third hole, a par 4, 471 yards. Frank, break this hole down for us.
All the trouble appears down that left side with the series of bunkers, but you've got to take into account the trees that are well positioned down the right side. Plus, as you can see, this fairway is not exactly flat. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
All right, Frank, what do you think of this second shot here at the third?
Player gets a big opportunity here. Even though this green is 35 yards deep, it just angles away to the left side. As long as you don't leave the ball out that right side, there's a good chance for a birdie here at 3.
Well, this could be good. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
So a tester from 4 feet. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. He has this attempt for par. Nice par to remain at 2 under. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
Now at the 4th, par 3. And Frank, what's the key here?
Somehow find some green grass. The name Sandpit pretty much tells you what is around the green.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for Pop.
How about that? 4 under par. And he's putting for par now. Holding steady now at 2 under par. Frank, this looks like a fun hole. The first par 5 of the day, 535-yard fifth.
Yeah, as long as you've got something that doesn't go left off the tee shot and doesn't go right off the second shot, you'll be fine.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Second from an excellent lie. That one was running so hot. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. This has really been impressive. High level of golf today, putting on a clinic out there. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut, not too bad. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, I thought that was in. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
Starting to put something special together. 6 under par. Getting set now over the putt. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under.
Well, the architect Pete Dye is known for visual intimidation. We see it at TPC Sawgrass at the Players every year. And you see it right here, Frank, at this 255-yard par 3/6 with water everywhere you look.
Yeah, you could make an argument here that it suits a little bit of a cut, like a Lee Trevino-style fade that starts at the left and moves its way to the green, but then that's also moving back towards the water. Conversely, if you try and fly it over that water on the right side with a little bit of a draw, then the green starts to run out on the left side. Have I made it sound hard?
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a cross-country special. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Sizable putt from 16 feet. All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Par bid here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. When you break down shots or break down a hole, how would you break down this hole in a very smart way?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Setting up for the approach, this player in total command.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The decision-making, club selection's being spot on, but the execution, the swing, is really what I'm admiring right now. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Now to 7 under par. Just a couple of feet. Yeah, here we go. Starting to roll now. 4 under with that birdie.
Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side, and then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
Always so nice, Frank, when that gleaming white golf ball is sitting up on those emerald fairways, the way this one is.
The game almost appears easy when one is playing their second shot from the middle of the fairway, and you quickly forget how difficult it can be. You look left or right, game becomes much harder.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. Good swing, good shot yet again. Well, that was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up.
Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. Frank, just a surgical touch out there.
And the scorecard reflects yet another birdie.
Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 ninth, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply to this particular tee shot?
Well, you have options, obviously. One is to hit it down that right side, which is your best shot. The easy way is obviously to bail it out down the left side. But then you're almost giving into the hole, like you're accepting you're going to make bogey if you're lucky. So in the end, you're forced to go back to option A, which is actually to challenge the best shot you have, which is down the right side. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Player really needs to be dialed in here. This approach shot is not easy by any stretch here at the ninth. Good-looking shot right here. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. He has this for birdie. How about 7 under par now? Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, or medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, you know, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow through. All those things are still very valid today. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. He's safely on deck.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank, is this a definite green light, the approach at the par 4 10th?
Well, there's enough opportunities at PGA West for the long hitters. This is an opportunity for the really good iron players. This is where they have a chance to shine, because a good iron player will give himself a birdie putt here. A poor iron player here, all of a sudden they'll find trouble.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Moves to -8. Clean this up with a tap. Now to double figures under par. That's a good place to be. 10 under.
Well, we've arrived at our third par 5 of the day here at PGA West. It is the 11th. It is nicknamed, appropriately, Eternity. 617 yards.
What a great shot. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. On the green with about 30 feet to go. Third shot, looking for a good one. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Well, the great hits just keep coming. Moves to -11 on the day. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9-iron, are you better with a wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up. That's fine. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
This one has a chance to be really good.
So yet another short iron shot into a par 4 here at the 12th.
He'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad. Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. And getting ready for the putt. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie.
Tricky par 3 here, the 13th, 214 yards.
Setting up for a 210-yard shot here to the par 3. Stuck the follow-through right there. This could be really good. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
These putts keep the round together. 10 under par on the day. This for par. Doing what needs to be done. You need to make them from that distance.
Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play till you finish the hole. I'm loving that balance.
Good contact, good result. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
All right, partner, walk us through this approach shot here at the 14th.
You have to respect the back of the screen as it starts to narrow up. The widest part of the screen is the front. The advantage of that, though, if you do leave it a little bit shorter, you are putting uphill.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Frank, what's the key here? Second shot at 14.
Green sits up a little bit, well protected by those bunkers there. A nice high, soft landing shot.
Moving a little left of the flagstick, Frank. Settles in over the putt. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Par attempt here. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for Holy Cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, what are you thinking on this second shot here at 15?
Well, if mentally you could take out all that bunker complex on the left, this second shot would look extremely straightforward. And that's really the way you've got to play it. You've got to act like those bunkers aren't there on that left side. And therefore you can go straight at this flag.
You can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie.
Now the approach here at 15.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold. Very bold.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Just 5 feet left. They'll take it. That's a par.
Now to the par 5 16th. Frank, this is a pretty solid hole.
Like all the other par 5s here, length gets a big advantage here. This hole, as you've mentioned, bends to the left, and that bunker can be taken out of play by the longest hitters. 326 yards will get you past that. Otherwise, there's sort of a V shoot down the right side that everybody else has to respect.
Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Frank, this looks tough. He's on the macadam, but for a high-level professional?
Well, he's taken the wrong path, Rich. Under out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Frank, not where he wants to be, but not out of the hole here at the par 5.
No, but Rich, to drop a shot here would really set him backwards.
Now playing his third shot, about 120 yards out. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. Just a couple of feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Locked in on the read and the speed. Has his par. Well, Frank, the most famous island green obviously is TPC Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Pete Dye's creation. People forget this is also an island green here in the California desert.
And it's called Alcatraz, and I've never heard of anyone trying to break into Alcatraz.
Good looking shot right here. Good strike right there, right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Building something very special at 12 under par. This putt for par. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again, water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right, somewhere in between though, this fairway.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, getting him another good look.
Frank, this approach shot seems pretty straightforward. Just don't hit it left.
Yeah, it's a tough second shot. It's that visual. Once again, you've got that green that's angled to the left. But once again, like a few holes out here, you do not have to hit directly at this flag. You are allowed to move that flag mentally 15, even 20 feet to the right. There's nothing wrong with that.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Beautifully done. Nice birdie.
Frank, you have to like what you saw out there today.
I certainly did. Swing is excellent right now. Stroke, there's nothing wrong with that. Really, just it's a case of getting out of your own way. I mean, the opportunities ahead now, chance to win, just they have to be so motivating.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weiskopf and Jay Morris. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, one of the great moments in tournament history here in Scottsdale, you go back to 1996, the sudden death playoff between Phil Mickelson and Justin Leonard. Mickelson has always been the hero out here because he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, and it still runs through his veins, Rich. It was such an important win for him because to do it in front of people that he considered his home crowd was huge. And then also to do it in a playoff where obviously it's win or lose. So for Mickelson, 1996 and TPC Scottsdale certainly ring home.
Let's check out the leaderboard, and Ricky Fowler's name jumps out, Frank. This is a guy who's used to sort of revving it up from his motocross days. Fearless kind of a player. He sees it, he throttles up, and he jumps.
And he's used to going over bumps and hollows and all sorts of things. Just now, 2 shots back.
Good swing, good shot yet again. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Watches that one go in as well to get to -3 for the championship. Now to the 17th, and Frank, fair to say this is one of the best short par 4s in all of golf?
It is. The drivable par 4 that's designed the way it's meant to be played is a winner. The ones that are just shortened to be made drivable, they don't work. This was designed to be a 17th hole, and it was designed to be drivable. You couldn't get a better place, and you couldn't get a better par 4.
Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
And getting ready for the putt. It's a nice birdie right there.
Could not have come at a better time. 3rd place now. Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. These putts keep the round together. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So a tester from 4 feet. No damage done. Made the par. That's the end of round one, and we saw a lot of good golf out there today, Frank.
And it was a bonus to anyone that got off to a good start today.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We are at the home of golf, Scotland, the old course at St. Andrews. Frank, what are some of the distinctive features to this wonderful old course?
I think when you just sort of look at the bullet points, people are going to look at the shared greens and how huge they are and the pot bunkers, but it has the most famous par 4 in the world. That's the road hole. And of course it has the most famous bunker, which is the road hole bunker. You couldn't build it today, hit across the corner of a hotel and hit it to a green that's got a road behind it, but it works.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player.
These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot making we're seeing out there today. Frank, many golfers unaccustomed to the full effects of the wind and playing without a caddy watch with great intent as their well-struck approach shot ends up, one, not only short of the hole, but two, short of the green, and three, short of the burn by some 10 yards.
Yeah, you only need a puff of breeze, really, because it comes over the mound that's behind that first green. And for some reason, that second shot always seems to play that sort of 3 or 4 yards longer, even for the best players in the game.
Getting set now over the putt. On the way. Bang, right in the back of the cup, Frank.
Unbelievable.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. 1 under early in the round. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green. What a great shot.
.315. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5 was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to celebrate over.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. I really love the caddies at St. Andrews, wisecracking old-timers. The guy hits a shot hard into a gorse bush on the left, and he turns to the caddy and says, "Is that okay?" And the caddy says, "Does it look okay?" Hit another one. Another instance, Guy was stuck between two clubs. 6-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron, 7-iron, back and forth. Finally, he chose the 7-iron, hit it about 15 yards in the ground, and the caddy looked at him and said, "I guess we'll never know, laddie, will we?" That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. To -2 early in the round. Just a couple of feet. Bottom of the barrel, and now the 2 under. At the third hole now, Frank, it looks relatively easy, but you know there's some danger lurking somewhere out there on the old course.
There is. There's the pot bunkers down the right side. This is a tee where really you want to have an idea where that wind is coming from. If it's into your face, you might want to be a little cautious and go towards the middle of the golf course. But if it's behind you, well, then it's worth challenging that right side. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Nice, solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
So in the early going, already -3. Frank now at the fourth hole.
Yeah, long par 4. Two choices, whether he's game enough to drive it down the right or down the left, which is a much wider piece of fairway.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. 170 yards still to go.
Surely not.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. From the fairway, 135 yards away. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just 5 feet left. How about that? 4 under par. And he's putting for par now. 3 under on the day. Par 5s, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this 5th hole par 5 measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
Frank, this has been impressive. Game plan, stuck to it, hitting some quality shots.
He's really done his homework on the golf course, swinging well, and there's a few holes to go, too. And this round could get even better.
That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there. That's fine.
Second from an excellent lie. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich. I'll tell you, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. This is a good-looking shot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This would give him an eagle. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Now at the 6th, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right. So this requires a very accurate tee shot.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here, because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
He'll be pretty happy with that one, about 20 feet away, in a good spot. See if he can clip this one perfectly, drive it in there from about 120 yards.
Well, he's taking the right side out of play, Rich. It looks a little left.
Coming out of the rough, not able to control it the way he wants. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, I thought he made that. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. So a tester from 4 feet. In for par, and he'll sit tight at 4 under. Now, 7th hole here at the old course, Frank.
Ideal line, just hit your tee shot over the March stone. The bunker on the 11th green actually often comes into play, called the shell bunker. So anything a little bit right of that, but very difficult green for the approach shot coming up. That's an absolute beauty.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Setting up for the approach, this player in total command.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The decision-making, club selection's being spot on, but the execution, the swing, is really what I'm admiring right now.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Good swing, good shot yet again. Locked in on the read and the speed. Just has the feel today. that moves to 5 under par. Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long birdie putts here.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
This will require a good strike from 180 yards away. Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, just a surgical touch out there.
And the scorecard reflects yet another birdie.
Settles in over the putt. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Frank, the old course all about avoiding the pot bunkers. They're so nasty. This is a good example here, the 9th hole.
Yeah, the pot bunkers really to be avoided are the ones in the middle of the fairway, but there are some that sneak in on the left side, plus that gorse on the left. If you can carry that last one, which is called the end hole, then there's a chance to perhaps drive this green.
This one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Now a 7-footer.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And he makes it for par. Just a little tap in here. So with that make, now at 7 under par. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Excellent looking shot here. Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Good contact, good result. There are a number of really good and important grow the game initiatives out there. One of those is the First Tee program, and that allows youngsters who otherwise might not have an opportunity, the chance to put a golf club in their hands, allows them the chance to pick up this game and learn some of the core values that come along with it. It's about much more than making a score. It's about integrity. It is about responsibility, values like that. And this game is just so good in instilling those kind of characteristics in young people. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Moves to -8. He has this for a birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, number 11, the Eden, is really one of the more fascinating holes in all of golf.
Yeah, the two bunkers that the players normally worry about, Strath bunker in the front and the Hill bunker to the left. What makes those two bunkers so difficult is the steepness of the faces in them.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That will be a great look at birdie. We are about 170 yards from the hole.
Really, this is an awkward length. Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Shouldn't be a problem here. And he has it for birdie. Eight under par for the round. Frank, the charm of St. Andrews, the history of the old course, it all sort of comes into view here at the 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah, very pretty hole. Eden estuary to the right. Obviously a nice view of the township of St Andrews in the distance. But long hitters can just lick their chops and have a crack at this green. All they've got to do is worry about that little pop bunker short. But either into the breeze, or if you're not a long hitter, you've got to worry about those 4 bunkers that are well placed smack bang in the middle of the fairway.
Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. He has a 12-footer here. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for holy cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par. But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
In the fairway, it's lying nicely, and 180 yards left. I like the looks of this one. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
These putts keep the round together. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Mark a birdie on the card. Frank, you can actually play this 14th hole by taking a detour to another hole on the front side. Explain.
Yeah, that's the 4th hole. The 4th hole is adjacent to the 14th, and if you're in a little bit of trouble off the tee, there's nothing wrong with playing the 14th as a zigzag style par 5. So that means the drive, if it doesn't go down the right, you go further left and then back to the green. But it's a safer way, but a much longer option.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy. Second shot.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Frank, can you recall a situation where, before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play. But if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Setting up for an approach shot here. Settles in over the putt. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. That one drops for a birdie. So just a formality. Did the job right there. All right, Frank, another par 4. It's the 16th. Players trying to make their way to the house, standing up in one piece. What's the best way to get at this hole?
Well, the normal player would actually try and hit the ball down the left. I've seen the odd player try and hit it down that out-of-bounds line and sort of flash it down the right side, but really there's not much of an advantage, Rich, unless you're the longest hitter in the business. So a little short and a little left of the principal's nose is a nice setup for the second shot here at 16.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
Should be safely on deck.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. This, the second shot here at the par 4.
It's no snack though.
Don't be short. Just another couple of turns, Frank. This for birdie. Headed to rarefied territory already. 15 under par for the round. Just drip that in.
Well, it's 4 1/4 inches. Use it all.
The famous 17th at the Open Championship, Frank. You begin to see the scoreboards, the grandstands, and you know all eyes are on you for the next couple of holes.
Yeah, this is one hole I think that anybody that goes to the old course certainly wants to play. Blind tee shot. You've got to flash it across the out of bounds and somehow find the fairway. If you go too safe down the left side, well, there's some heather to be chopping out of. Good tee shot certainly gives you a chance to hit at this beautiful green that's angled to the left, well protected by the road hole bunker. And if you're a little ambitious and a little strong, then there's a road itself and an out of bounds beyond this green. I'm loving that balance. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. And from the fairway for his second shot here. This one has a chance to be close. That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Frank, here at the 18th, so much history has been made through the years.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories, I remember Jack Nicklaus when he beat Doug Sanders in that playoff. The famous sort of short putt that Doug Sanders missed. But really, the great moment that stands out was Seve making that 15-footer across the hill in 1984 wearing the blue sweater. Not only did he win the Open Championship, but he beat a tremendous field that included Bernard Langer, Tom Watson, Fred Couples, Lanny Wadkins, Faldo, and Greg Norman. It was an amazing Open Championship.
And I love that fist pump. It was pure Seve. All that fire, all that passion came flying out. And that's where you just sort of fell in love with the game.
That's an absolute beauty.
Chance to get it close here. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through to putt.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So close. Wow, I didn't expect that. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Clean this up with a tap. He's made it. Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything: birdie opportunities, holes that are fought by water, bunkering that's being changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
Great execution. Right out of the bunker and right next to the hole. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. A good effort and a good par putt. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way,
Exactly.
Rich. It really did.
Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Pretty good stroke right there, just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus. Even par, currently.
Continues to roll the ball very well. Frank, the par 4 8th. This is a good hole.
It is a dog leg to the left, forces the player to go out the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front, unless there's a flag position in the front. You're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green, otherwise that ball is going to run towards the front.
Frank, it's not just a golf tournament at the TPC Scottsdale.
It's a party.
It's a giant throwdown, isn't it?
It certainly is, but the atmosphere works here. It just fits in. The players are aware of it. they're quite fine to play amongst it too, because it's such a rare event.
And to be honest, a lot of the fans, and there were almost 180,000 on Saturday alone in 2013, a lot of the fans, they don't see a single golf shot. They're too busy having a good time, having a party.
Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Second shot now, and this is from 140 yards away. Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Has his par. Here at the par 4 ninth hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's one bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left about that down the left side. But really, this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep.
Good contact, good result. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the Seagulls are walking away. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
And getting ready for the putt. Starting to pile up the birdies. 5 under par for the tournament. Getting set now to start one of the most exciting back nines in all of golf on the PGA Tour here at TPC Scottsdale, beginning with the 10th.
If you stand on this green, Rich, and look backwards, you realize how severe this dogleg is. But from the tee side, it's a sharp dogleg to the right. It's actually a layup down the left side, and then a second shot around the 150, 160 yard mark in.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank going for 2 in a row now. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Just a couple of feet. Starting the back nine on a sour note here with a drop shot, bogey at the 10th. So they'll tap in. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport, We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular site for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today we're located in La Quinta, California, getting set to take on this very challenging course. It's the Stadium course at PGA West, designed by none other than the man behind TPC Sawgrass, Pete Dye. Diabolical, Frank. How would you describe the layout of the golf course?
I think diabolical is the first thing that would come to mind. This is how Pete Dye got his reputation, by building these type of golf courses. Matter of fact, in 1987, the players voted. They didn't want to keep coming back here. They thought it was too tough. But it has been used as a tour qualifying site. So if you think it's too tough for the regular pro, you imagine trying to qualify for your PGA Tour card and playing this is a tough test. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one. Rich, these winds haven't subsided at all today. It's certainly a tough test out there right now for these players.
They get your attention, don't they, as a player?
They have club selection right now, vital.
You put the ball back in your stance just a little bit?
If you're going to hit it down.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Just a beautiful approach shot. Frank, what's the player facing now with this approach shot here at the first?
Well, Rich, that tee shot looked like a draw off the tee. The second shot, because of that bunker just short right of that green, suits a cut coming in here.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. -1 in the early going. He has this attempt for par. Still playing even for the day after the par. Frank, this is a nice-looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards, but challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Second shot now at the second hole.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Frank, he has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Just like that, now at 2 under. And he makes it for par.
Now to the third hole, a par 4, 471 yards. Frank, break this hole down for us.
All the trouble appears down that left side with the series of bunkers, but you've got to take into account the trees that are well positioned down the right side. Plus, as you can see, this fairway is not exactly flat.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
So, Frank, we know that the players petitioned back in the 80s to move the PGA Tour event away from PGA West. It's coming back in 2016. But what did Pete Dye say about golf courses being fair or unfair?
Well, he said it actually. He tried to say it with a chuckle, but he always said that golf's not a fair game. So why build a golf course that's fair?
Do you agree with that?
I do now. I think everything has to align itself together. When you look at the equipment that the players were using, wooden drivers and balls that spun around, they had trouble on windy days. And these golf courses, they really were brutal. But I think now that the ball goes further, the introduction of the metal-headed driver, the utility clubs, all of those things have made these golf courses really come back into favor again. Look at what Jason Day did in 2015 at the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits on a Pete Dye golf course. That's how you have to play the game now. We have to embrace change.
How difficult is this golf course at PGA West? Well, it was ranked 8th on this year's Golf Digest, America's 20 toughest golf courses. Frank, this looks to be the kind of approach shot here at number 3 that a high-level professional would like to hit.
We don't see as many guys cut the ball as what we used to in the sort of Lee Trevino days. So really the modern-day player likes to hit the ball right to left, and this is a second shot that certainly suits that.
Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Oh, I thought he had that.
He'd settle for par here.
Even par, currently.
Even par early on. Holding steady now at 2 under par.
Now at the fourth, par 3, and Frank, what's the key here?
Somehow find some green grass. The name Sandpit pretty much tells you what is around the green.
This one has a chance to be close. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Be safely on deck.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch and nerve. He had it all, and he has the bottom of the barrel. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hit the ball in the right place there, and yep, good thing too. He's actually putting well.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Oh, that's fine. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Steady all day long. That one about 20 feet away. He'll settle.
Second shot.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1. So with that made, now at 3 under par.
Well, the architect Pete Dye is known for visual intimidation. We see it at TPC Sawgrass at the Players every year. And you see it right here, Frank, at this 255-yard par 3-6 with water everywhere you look.
Yeah, you could make an argument here that it suits a little bit of a cut, like a Lee Trevino-style fade that starts at the left and moves its way to the green, but then that's also moving back towards the water. Conversely, if you try and fly it over that water on the right side with a little bit of a draw, then the green starts to run out on the left side. Have I made it sound hard?
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
All right, Frank, just on the fringe, he might be thinking about making this.
Yeah, he's a better chipper than you, Rich.
Solid play, heart of the green. He'll need to be strong with this. Locked in on the read and the speed. Almost. Wow. So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Just a couple of feet. Now at -2 for the day.
We're at the 7th now, 346 yards with plenty of water on that right side. How do you handle this one, Frank?
You've got to pick a target there. A lot of people think when they're laying up off the tee, and that's exactly what this hole is. You just blaze away at something down the left side. But if you're going to pick a tree, don't just pick the tree. Pick a branch or a leaf. Be more specific.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Looking to keep it going here, Frank.
Yeah, another example of things just working as they should.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. 6 under par now. This for birdie. Has the birdie and moves to 3 under par.
Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side, and then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Not a single weakness today. What a performance. This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Oh, I thought he had that.
Obviously, you can't make them all from that distance, Rich, but you'd like to give it a real good run.
On fire right now. 7 under par. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Frank, the 9th hole at 452 yards. That water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards. Then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Now the difficult second shot here at the par 4 9th. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Player really needs to be dialed in here. This approach shot is not easy by any stretch here at the 9th.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
Doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie And what a day it's been. So just a formality here. Did the job right there. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
But this one has a chance to be really good. Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths.
Frank, again, this would appear to be a pretty good scoring opportunity.
This is so much about getting the distance right here. Bunkers on the left. There's the water to carry, that's needless to say, but also the mounding that's just behind the screen and to the right. It's very easy to just take the trouble out of play in the front and then find the trouble behind the screen. So second shot, judging the distance, imperative here. It's that sneaky distance.
Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Wow, rolling the ball beautifully, makes birdie again.
Yeah, that pace, that roll, it's always getting to the hole, and it's the perfect, what we call the perfect holding speed. It uses all 4 1/4 inches of the cup.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. Second shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man.
Frank, what's involved here in the third shot now at the par 5 11?
Just really setting up a good angle for that third shot. This is, when you lay up, it always pays just to check where the flag is. You want to sort of have a nice, comfortable look or angle to the flag.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Just a couple of feet. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day.
Frank, now another clever, small par 4, only 363 yards here at the 12th.
A couple of different options here, Rich. You can lay it up just short of where that nose of the bunker starts to poke out on the right side of the fairway. Then you're going to be left with something in the sort of 140, 150 yard mark to the flag. Or if you want to get a little sort of greedy, you start to sneak it up there where it gets narrow. It's shorter, but it requires a better shot.
Frank, what's the right play here? Second to the short 12th.
Short flags, obviously got to keep it on that front section. When you've got a back flag, you've got to get it over that little faint ridge that's in the middle of the screen. Got to go past that.
Good-looking shot right here.
Frank, how about that?
Well, can you believe that, too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away instead. Straight in. Amazing shot. And really deserves it.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
So they'll tap in. Solid par. Now at the par 3 13th, and Frank, in some ways, this is vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. His use of wooden bulkheads, plus the fact that he gives you that diminishing line. The further you go back into this green, you realize it's a larger carry. It just sort of reeks of something that's hit to the front mid-right of this green.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way. Excellent approach shot. I would guess 15 feet.
Not looking good, Frank.
No, I think it's wet. Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knock.
Yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance.
Eight under par, give it a round. Well, Frank, kind of a make-or-break hole here at the 14th, par 4, 389 yards.
Yeah, for the Cavalier player, you can sort of go at this this green in a more direct line. 290 yards will take all this bunker down the right out of play. Just leave you a flick in here. I'm going to say that's not a bad play, really. If you don't do that, then you just got to thread it down the left.
moving into this second shot here at hole number 14. Good swing, good shot yet again.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Chance to get it close here. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, the great hits just keep coming. Moves to minus 11 on the day. 8-foot putt here. Oh yeah, he's made it for a birdie.
Frank, if a player needs to make a big move at the close of the round, how could they get at this whole location and make a birdie? They call this turning home.
I think that's where you have to be a little more aggressive off the tee shot. A drive of 280 yards can certainly take those two bunkers down the left out of play. There is one in the distance down there, 350 yards, so even the longest hitters can still hit driver down there. You imagine pumping one down there, sort of 340 yards. Now you turn a long hole into a drive and wedge. That's how you get aggressive. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
See what they do now with this second shot at hole number 15.
This one has a chance to be close. He's putting for birdie now. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Ten under par on the day.
Now to the par 5 16th. Frank, this is a pretty solid hole.
Like all the other par 5s here, length gets a big advantage here. This hole, as you mentioned, bends to the left, and that bunker can be taken out of play by the longest hitters. 326 yards will get you past that. Otherwise, there's sort of a V shoot down the right side that everybody else has to respect.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Nice position, short grass, second shot. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Third shot, looking for a good one. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Frank, that looked good to me.
Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now at par.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. He's made it.
So, Frank, you arrive on the tee box. What are you thinking here as you look out at the hole they call Alcatraz? Par 3 17th at 168 yards.
Well, we've seen it all here, Rich, from that hole-in-one that Lee Trevino had in the Skins game all the way back in 1987 to people splashing away left, right, and center. No advice here. You can see what's in front of you.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up. Always found this to be hard, Frank. You're seething, you're just fired up, you just knocked one out of bounds, and you have to kind of put it back together.
Yeah, this one better find the fairway.
This will be the third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
It's no snack, though.
He'll be a bit disappointed he didn't make that. Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again. Water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right. Somewhere in between, though, this fairway.
Frank, this approach shot seems pretty straightforward. Just don't hit it left.
Yeah, it's a tough second shot. It's that visual. Once again, you've got that green that's angled to the left. But once again, like a few holes out here, you do not have to hit directly at this flag. You are allowed to move that flag manually 15, even 20 feet to the right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Here we go. This is a 13-footer. Filling it up today. Beautiful putt. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, there's impressive, and then there's mind-boggling. We're at mind-boggling now. 10 under par. Frank, that was just a dazzling display of golf today.
It's amazing how a game at times that can be so hard and just absolutely drive you crazy can appear to be so simple. This was just an absolute joy to watch today.
So that'll do it.